Demon keeps dreaming of a demon town. Motherfucker, bitch, fuck, shit went down. Fleming's got an itch, scratch it with a bitch. Demon keeps dreaming of a demon town. Ooh, Johnson, that's my name.
Hello there, Sarah from 17 once again, introducing you to my Shadows of the Damned Satanic Hell difficulty video walkthrough. This one is the level 4-1 and it's entitled The Big Boner. And this is a level that a lot of people dislike immensely. This is the Erection Spectacular, where you get to use Johnson and turn him into the, elongated version of his Johnson. And it's an interesting level that goes on for too long. The main problem I have with it is, the first time you do it, it's kind of stupid, kind of funny, and kind of fun. The third time you do it, it's got to that point where you're like, this is fucking bullshit, I want to stop, this is not a good idea for a level. And it's one of those things that happens a lot in games, where they get a good mechanic and a nice idea, and then they run it into the ground by making you repeat it 3 or 4 times. This is the exact same concept. And what you're going to be doing is, it's kind of like, it's kind of like tower defense in essence, where your base is where Garcia's standing, you press the left bumpers to look down the lanes, and enemies are going to file towards you. You have to shoot them with the big boner to stop them from getting to you. If they get to you, you die, basically. And how it works is, the big boner is a powerful gun, and it takes 3 shots to kill the dudes if you hit them normally. But if you can hit them in the lamp on their face, which is their eye, basically, it's a 1-shot kill headshot. So what you want to try and do, if you can, is you want to line up the headshots like I just did then, and take out the lamp, because it'll kill them much quicker, and it'll just make it a lot easier for you. You don't have to though, as I've just proven just then. You can shoot the body if you want. It's whatever you're comfortable with doing. All you need to know is, the faster you kill them, the quicker you can look to another lane to make sure you're safe. The only time when this becomes bullshit, excuse me, is when they come out of cheeky pathways, and you don't get much of that on this first one. One thing you need to be aware of though is, certain ones of these enemies will run. They go on all, like, they go crouch down and they rugby tackle run you. They're really fast as well, and to stop that, all you have to do is shoot them, and then kill them, obviously. But unless you know which ones do it, it can catch you off guard a couple times, because it can get to the point where there's a bunch of them getting really close to you. And right now I'm making a big balls up of shooting that guy, but I mean, look at him. He started there, that close to me, and if you don't know he's there, he's doing the cheeky run as well. So, do you see what I mean? They throw somebody really close at you, then they have the one far away run at you. You can get overwhelmed really quickly, you can get swarmed by them. And this is only the first one. Each different time you do this, and you do this 3 times, there gets more lanes and more enemies. And the enemies almost seem to sometimes have a more aggressive pattern on the later ones. So, it's understandable if you have trouble with it, but it's just a wasted level, really. And Act 4 in this game is the longest level in the game. It's got the most parts, and it's probably the worst. There's a whole bunch of the 2D side-scrolling shooting sections that are exceptionally bad. There's a bunch of levels that are not necessarily hard, but they're not necessarily fun either. And it's got this section that a lot of people dislike. This part right now, I'm sure a lot of people like, because you get to see some filthy polygonal babe in lingerie playing with herself, which is always fun. And funny story as well, my sister came in to see me, because she lives in a different village, and I've not seen her in a couple of weeks. And she sat down, and I was doing this section, and she was on the phone, and she's just watching the TV, and she just looked at me with one of the strangest looks ever, and just kind of went, "Is she sucking her fingers?" And I just started laughing, and she started laughing as well, and then she went on to tell the person she was on the phone that I was playing a perverted game, which was kind of funny. But I don't really mind those little bits of random sexiness in this title. It keeps it fresh, it keeps it interesting, I guess, but it's just some pointless titillation, and Suda51 is known for throwing in, ridiculous things, and it's just another one of those ridiculous things. So this is the second round of, erectile destruction, and you'll notice now that we have 2 lanes in one on the left, and the other 2 lanes, and they've both got offshoots which the enemies can come from. You want to be aware of that. And there's that barrier that comes up every so often, and all that seems to do is block your view of the enemies behind it. I've never seen it really do much. It's kind of weird. But All you can do on this moment, folks, is kill things as quick as physically possible, and as soon as you kill one on a lane, move to the other lane to make sure you're safe. If you're safe on it, move to the next one, and it's just about having speed and accuracy. You don't have to do it perfectly, I've proven that so far. When you do it, you'll probably wonder why you got stuck, but I have had those times where I randomly died because somebody snuck his way up one of the lanes when I was shooting a guy on another lane. It seems to be just the way the game works. It's just kind of gay. Like, that guy there, couldn't see him because of the giant stop signs, but you can shoot through them so you don't have to worry about them blocking your shots. And just clean dudes up, just keep shooting, doing your thing. It's unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. If you did this once, it would be awesome. If you did another section where you were using a giant, gun in your groin-esque penis-like, it might have been funny too, but just to keep recycling the same section that wasn't that great the first time. Like, why is there no levels that look like this? Because I am a massive fan of crazy night, rainy, neon, noir stash, Blade Runner-esque cities, and there's no part of the game where you run around a level quite like this one, and that is a shame, I feel. That is a big shame. But once you've done that, you're going to be running back into the shadow world, back across another, gyrating vixen, half-clad, semi-naked, doing her thing. And for all the, prepubescent teenage boys, are going to have a field trip with this section. But it's just another pointless, run from A to B and try not to get killed by the darkness by picking up these hearts in jars. It's just strange. But you're moving on to the third and final rendition of the bit hot bonus section, and it is the hardest one because it's the most lanes, but I think it's the one that's probably the easiest, although that's a complete contradiction. It's hardest in theory, easiest in practice, because there's going to be a lot of enemies coming from a lot of directions instead of sitting there waiting for them to show up. So I don't know, it just feels more doable because you can see them more, as opposed to never knowing where they're going to come from and then getting surprised by them. But there Johnson goes again, talking to the call girl, getting all excited, and we get to play with him once again. So this time there's a hell of a lot more avenues for the enemies to come from. Just stay on your toes and keep shooting dudes. I'm going to talk about something different because, I've talked about this for 7 minutes and it's not that interesting really. But I recently watched back through Firefly, one of the best science fiction TV shows that exists. I absolutely love the cast, I absolutely love the writing. It's only, I think, 14 episodes long, but it's 14 of the best episodes I've seen in a hell of a long time. How it got cancelled, I have no idea, and yet we get 9 different versions of fucking CSI, and when you watch one episode of that damn show, you've watched them all. It's just a bunch of people in perpetual twilight wearing far too trendy clothes, doing far too much of a mundane task that they make look so romanticized and sexy, it's ridiculous. And I just don't understand who watches that shit. But it also reminded me of how much I like Nathan Fillion as an actor, because the guy is pretty much a real-life Nathan Drake. He's an absolute boss. And it inspired me to start trying to watch Castle. So I got the first season of Castle, started watching it, and it hasn't exactly clicked with me as, wow, this is an awesome show, but there's nothing wrong with it. And I've watched the entire first season, which is only 10 episodes, and I have enjoyed it because Nathan Fillion's great. He's got some nice chemistry with his mother and with his daughter. There's a whole nice, family dynamic that's happening. There's also the interesting relationship between him and his, rough, tough cop girl partner, who he's also writing a book about, which is kind of embarrassing her at the same time. And there's a lot of different ideas getting thrown around. My only problem with it is there's a lot of shows that are a hell of a lot like this. I mean, I could reel off, 4 or 5 different shows that all have this very similar setup, and they're all happening at the same time. And one of the ones that's still running that I'm interested in is one called Mentalist, where they've got an advisor coming in who is, he used to pretend to be a psychic, and he's really good at psychology and suggestion and reading people, and he's basically a mentalist. If you look it up, he's a master of mental manipulation, and he's helping a female cop-led squad of officers solve crimes. And it's kind of a better version of Castle, if you ask me, because I really like Simon Baker, and I prefer the team a hell of a lot more on The Mentalist, because they all work, and it's really cool. So it just kind of feels like a poor man's version of that with Nathan Fillion. And if you look back, it's everywhere. It's been in pretty much every different series. There's a lot of shows right now that are doing the same kind of dynamic, and like just just look at 11th Hour, a show I absolutely loved with Rufus Sewell in it, where he was a scientist that was helping an FBI agent out solve some ridiculously obscure crimes, and that was one of my favourite shows ever. It got one season and it got cancelled because it didn't have, very good ratings because it was on after CSI, and everybody fucking turned off after they'd watched the daily dose of this is me in a lab picking bits of shit off a skull in slow motion with a nice tinted lens. And it's just tragic. It's really tragic. But moral of the story is Castle is definitely watchable. It is not a bad show by any means, but I was expecting a little bit more from it. And this level can be a pain in the ass, but if you do it correctly, it's a piece of piss. So thanks for watching, guys, and you take care now.